Questions, questions, questions. Everyone always says in sales, if you want to become better at selling, you've got to learn to ask better sales questions. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can become much better at asking questions. My name is James White. I'm a small business sales expert. Let's have a look at the video and get you the right tips and tools in place to ask better questions to get incredible sales results. Oh, and by the way, if you like what I do, like, subscribe, share the channel. Let's have a look at the video. So the first thing about asking better questions is to know what questions you're going to ask in the first place. So many business owners don't have a list of 20, 30, 40 questions that they want to ask when they're engaging with their prospects and potential clients. So the first thing is this: get yourself a list. And by the way, I'm going to give you a little tip. I've got a new download that's available. If you want to access it, click on this link here. It will take you to my website and where you can literally download 52 questions that you can use as a small business owner with prospects. The point is this though, write the list of questions down. Either use my list or use your own and really start to get comfortable with the questions, how they sound, and get yourself familiar with them so that they become part of your day-to-day activity when you're engaging with prospects. So the reality is, every one of us have to practice. We have to practice if we want to become good at something, and sales is no different. Do some simulation or role play or practice with someone that you know and see if they can give you some feedback on how you've asked the question. Did you ask it in a way that made them feel good, or did some of the words not come across? When you get comfortable, when you get familiar with what you're saying, you're going to sound better, it's going to sound better to the prospect, and it's going to help you get the information you need in order to know what to then do next. So another point is this: start using questions in real life situations and scenarios that you have. A good example of questions are sometimes when I'm at a restaurant, when someone says, "What would you like for dinner?" I might say, "Hey, what would you recommend?" Or when I go into a wine shop and someone says to me, what sort of wine are you looking for? I might say, "I'm not sure, what do you think is good?" By asking questions in real life scenarios on a day-to-day basis that are open and that give you a chance to find information out, you'll get comfortable using them, and it's going to help you then when you're in sales situations. We've got to ask questions, get comfortable doing it. A great way to do that is when you do it in normal life. So if you start asking closed questions such as, "Do you want to do this?" or "Is this right for you?" you'll get yes or no answers. But when you start asking questions that are open-ended, the what, the how, the tell me more, when, who, you start to get people to give other answers that express other emotions. So rather than asking someone, "Do you want to do this?" maybe say to them, "How do you feel about this?" By asking that how question, it gives them a chance to then maybe explain a few other emotions or feelings that they're going through. And what you can then do if you're clever is probe further in that area. When they give you an answer back saying, "I'm not feeling comfortable," you can then say, "Hey, you're not feeling comfortable, tell me more." By probing and asking those questions in a nice, friendly way, you'll get more information from people, and that information you can then use to see if they're a good fit to work with. If they are, hopefully help them move them through the process in your business to become a customer. So if we do those, rather than asking closed questions, we're going to get better information and better results. So it's really important that you use the right questions at the right time in the conversation. What do I mean? For example, if you've met someone for the first time and you start, maybe in your first or second question, start saying to them, "Tell me about your big problems," the chances are that person's going to be like, "Well, I've only just met you. I'm not going to tell you about my big problems because I don't want to go down that route." But if you start asking them questions such as, "Hey, what's made you keen to have a meeting with me today?" or "Tell me more about what you'd like to gain from our conversation today," they're going to maybe share a few things which you can then build and open up with. If you were meeting that person for the first or second or third time, what sort of questions would you feel comfortable with? We've got to make sure we adjust the questions and plan what we're going to say at the right time in order to get the result that we want, or to not affect a person and make them go the other way and away from us. Plan what you're going to say, ask the right questions at the right time, and think to yourself, does it feel suitable? If someone asked me this, how would I feel? Use that sense in your questions and you're going to be in a much better place to get great information and hopefully get the prospect giving you the information you want to move things forward. And the final thing about asking great questions that you really need to look out for is to look out for the signals and signs from the answers that you get. What you'll often find is that people won't tell you everything with the words they say, but their body language, their gestures will give out other clues as to what they're thinking. One of the key skills we've got to do as business people is to really pick up on those and then know what to do at right times. For example, I might ask a question around what someone wants to achieve. And if they give me an answer that shows they're not really bothered or looking around or they're interested, there's no point me continuing to ask questions about a similar subject. I'd be better off to ask a question of, is what we're talking about here of interest to you or value to you? The point is, we're seeing the response and being self-aware to what's happening rather than just focusing on asking the questions and going through them like a tick box exercise. Great salespeople, great business people ask questions, they probe, they have empathy, they actually want to know what's the answer behind the question and then get to know more so they can then take that conversation in a direction that helps them understand the person to know whether they're right to do business together. Don't make it a tick box exercise and look out for the signals and signs you're seeing when you're asking questions. And if you're getting vibes that things aren't quite right, be prepared to tackle those and make sure that you don't waste your time or the prospect's time. So I hope this video is giving you some ideas on how to ask better sales questions. The reality is this, you have to get good at questioning in the right way, with the right tone, in an empathetic manner, if you're going to get the information needed to know if a prospect's right for you and if there is an opportunity to do business together. Our job as business people is to get inside the heads of those that we work with. And when we do that, by asking the right questions, we find out information that can enable us to do and decide the next steps. Ask better questions, get better sales results. It's that simple. Become an expert at it. If you are, you're in great shape. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you found it helpful and useful. And if you have, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to be in a position where I share more videos with you on a regular basis and help you and your company get incredible results. See you soon.